you, Pat. I will go ahead and call this meeting to order. The January 14th meeting of the Monroe County Land Bank Corporation. Good afternoon, everyone. The time now is 3:38 p.m. So we're officially calling the meeting to order. I'm going to do a roll call of members present. Kevin Purcell is not able to be here at the moment, so he's absent. Anna List, Vice Chair, is present. Amy Grandi is present. Orlando Ortiz. Deborah Campanella. Present. Jennifer Cesario. Thalia Wright. Hello. Good afternoon. The agenda items today are meeting minutes, some special meeting minutes from our December 22nd meeting, treasurer's report, a payment authorization. We're going to discuss RFPs and engagement letters, do an update on the 3 properties that are on our horizon for acquisition, and we'll discuss the modular housing RFP update as well. So first and foremost, our item up at the top is approval of the December 10th, 2025 meeting minutes. Are there any corrections to the previous meeting minutes from December 10th? Hearing none, may I ask for a motion to approve the meeting minutes as distributed? Moved by Deborah, seconded by Orlando. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And next up is approval of the December 22nd, 2025 special meeting minutes. Are there any corrections to the special meeting minutes from December 22nd? Hearing none, may I ask for a motion to approve those minutes? Thank you. Motion from Amy. Do I have a second? From Debbie. And all in favor? Thank you. Next up, announcements and communications, which aren't in your packet. We're going to talk about the land bank initiative renewal application due on January 22nd. Pat, may I ask you to speak to this item?
Yeah, so as we knew, we needed to renew our funding each year. And so we received an email from the Homes and Community Renewal just outlining how we need to do that, which there is a letter in your packet, which is the formal letter requesting, yep, thank you, Anna, requesting those funds. It's a continuation of what we already know. So we're asking for $100,000 based on our budget and then based on what we anticipate doing in the coming year. So that letter outlines that in narrative form and really just justifying why we didn't spend as much as we would have hoped in 2025, but we really plan to spend to the limit in 2026. So that's it. It's all prepared. We were going to have Chairman Purcell sign it at the end of the day, but we'll get him to sign it before the 22nd if possible. And if not, we can have Anna or Amy sign it as authorized signatories. Any questions on the letter, the renewal, or anything going on with that?
Is $100,000 our limit?
Yes.
To the ask.
Yep.
Okay. And do you happen to know statewide how much is budgeted as part of this grant program?
There's a couple different funding buckets. So off the top of my head, this one, I don't know. I do know there was another $40 million in the last fiscal year for land banks in general, which includes this funding stream. But that also includes capital funding for land bank projects. And our particular funding bucket is not capital, it's technical assistance.
Thank you.
Yep.
Great. Any other questions for Pat? Our next item is our treasurer's report from Amy.
Thank you very much. The beginning balance of December the 1st, 2025 was $7,681.00. We had no deposits nor expense withdrawals, so the ending balance was $7,681. We do have some disbursement requests that are being processed at the present time that'll be up for the board to vote on.
You want to
Do
go
you want
over
to
that?
keep going on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so at the present time, we have 2 disbursement requests. One is for the excellent work being performed by C. Segal. And that request is for $6,307. That is in excess of $5,001. So we all need to approve it before that invoice is paid. And we have a reimbursement for Pat going to the conference. I reviewed the paperwork submitted as well as all the attachments, and everything was in order and justified. I reviewed the term of the LBI grant, which is going to be used to pay this. The use of funds is set forth in set 5, and those needs have been met. The disbursement is being processed in accordance with section 13, and we did have that in our operating budget in the very beginning of the year, so we should be all set.
Very thorough. I mean, wow. Impressive.
Do we need to ask for
We,
votes at this point or?
it's on the agenda as the next step, so we can either do it now or we can give you a little more information. So whatever the board's comfortable with, I can go in a little bit just to explain a couple things. So, as you know, we have a contract with MCIDC for 20 hours a week for, to share the position of CSEGOL, or CSEGOL, excuse me. And so, the Land Bank Initiative Renewal also requested that we get in all 2025 requests for funding. So we asked MCIDC for the final invoice for the year 2025, and that is the number that Amy came to, which is $6,307. If you authorize that, we'll pay that, and then that also will be in turn applied to a reimbursement request that we'll be sending into New York State for LBI funding to close out the fiscal year. In addition to the $226, maybe some
And
change.
86 cents.
And
yeah.
86 cents for the mileage and hotel that I used when I went to Oswego for the conference. So I can't remember what that total is, and I'm definitely not good enough at math to do that.
So right now we have $7,681 in the account, and the total disbursement request is $6,533.86.
So then that will backfill the account as well. So with that, we do need a vote on authorizing payment to MCIDC for C's work, or for her time, I should say. Any questions on that before we do that?
I am the executive director of MCIDC, so
Yes, sir.
I probably should recuse myself, so I shouldn't call for the vote either, right?
Correct.
Okay, so may I
I would
pass the mantle to our treasurer?
You certainly.
Okay, the symbolic, so
Yes, can I have a motion to accept the disbursement request as submitted?
So
All in favor?
Aye.
and I abstain.
I'm sorry, who was the second there?
Me.
Thank you, Orlando.
Thank you. And our next item pertains to the RFPs and engagement letters with Nixon Peabody. The law department has reviewed. Thank you, Josh. We've requested minor changes. EFPR are still in process in terms of reviewing that.
We're still
Response.
waiting for,
Yeah,
their admin is out, so
Yeah.
we're still waiting for.
Okay.
Yep. and then
Okay,
Bonadio we'll talk about.
and we need to have a discussion about Bonadio. Can you share any details on the items, the changes that were requested of Nixon Peabody and when we expect to hear back?
We've already heard back, so the first change was, they put a cap of, I believe is $20,000.
We requested the cap at our budget level, so that way they can't exceed that.
So without require, so that they don't accidentally, send us a bill for 25,000 when we haven't approved. And we added language clarifying that the $600 per transaction for purchase and sales will include any work they do if property is donated. So it'll be any acquisitions.
What is this?
Oh yeah, and I don't know that we actually were able to communicate to the board, but there is a $600 fee for closings. So that was one of your requests, is to see if we could get a flat fee. They came back with a $600 flat fee.
Very good.
I mean, they are offering us discounted rates. I think they see value in working with us.
Great.
So we do need a motion as well to authorize Chairman Purcell to sign that as well.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And we do need a motion and to take some action with regard to accounting. Pat, may I ask you to talk a little bit more about the situation with Bonadio
Yep.
and their response and where we are currently?
Yeah, I think we need to have a further discussion about our prior vote to hire Bonadio for accounting. I've run some numbers and I have some concerns, and I'd like,
We should go into executive session.
we can. I've run some numbers and I want to talk to the board about it.
So I'm gonna,
Executive session? Yeah.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Deb.
My
Thank you,
apologies.
Amanda. No, I'm sorry.
Give me
And
one
thank you.
second,
Good
yeah.
catch, Josh.
No, he was
Go
probably gonna
back
do it,
and
but I just
pull
wanted to
up
make sure.
Live stream and then we can-
Yeah, give me 1 second here. Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, it is 3:48. All right, thank you. Thank you. So we are no longer in executive session. We will carry on some dialogue with regard to bookkeeping and accounting services, and we'll hopefully have an update at the next convening of the land bank. The next item.
Motion.
I'm so sorry. I would like to ask for a motion to continue the dialogue.
Okay, exit.
Or,
exec-
excuse me, to exit
exec-
executive session.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Anna, can you also note that we didn't make any motions in executive session?
Yes, and I would like to note for the record that no board action was taken during executive session.
Thank
Thank you, Pat.
Second. This.
It was Debbie, seconded, yeah. Yeah. The next item on the agenda is a property update on the 3 properties that are in our that we've been focused on in the last several months. So I'd like to ask Amy Brandy to update us on the property transfer referral for 16 Swansea Park, 139 Randolph Drive, and 1504 English Road in the towns of Reese and Bates.
We have submitted the legislative paperwork for legislative review. It is done intro as of Tuesday. It'll go to committees at the end of the month. And if it's approved, it will be approved on February 10th.
That's it. Not much else to say.
Okay.
So what happens after that?
At
They
that
record the
point,
deeds. Once you get the reso and everything is all situated in terms of the administrative resolution paperwork, then we can,
Jamie, I'll record the deeds
Yeah.
and
then we hand it over to
Mhm.
law for recording of the deeds, and then you can carry on.
And we will likely have our legal team at that point need to take place, or
no, because for 2 reasons. One, we can do it. I mean, we're just deeding
Okay.
them over and we've already prepared the deeds and I mean. Laura would not be able to be involved because it is technically county action and she
Yep,
had
yep.
to recuse from county actions for years, so it'd have to be someone else that makes
That's
it,
fine.
but I don't think they're needed because we're literally just deeding them over.
So the other action that the land bank will take is we'll put insurance on those properties. So that way, you know, if something goes awry, we are covered. And then that is the point where we can formally start to enter the properties, get people on site to look at demos and projects and things like that. And so we'll get to a little more detail about what that looks like in the modular RFP.
No filter.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Any,
Ours, we can do it.
Right.
I'm curious, with the news that came out yesterday about seeker and single family homes. Is that going to have any positive impact on timeliness for
I can't say specifically, but what I recall seeing from that news is that it really is talking about larger projects that have larger seeker requirements
Okay.
and are on previously disturbed sites, which for most part I think are all of our sites, but our seeker requirements aren't really going to be so onerous that they'll slow us
Got
down.
it, okay,
For single family residential, because that is a type 2 action.
okay, understood, thank you.
Yep.
And there's no action that needs to be taken on the property update, so we'll just get an update at the February
Yep.
meeting.
Ideally, we will have success to tell you about.
The penultimate item on our agenda here is the modular RFP update. There should be a draft available for the board's review and commentary that we will be submitting by January 22nd.
Yes, if possible. So
Okay,
at the end of your packet, you have a draft of the request for proposals for modular homes. We previously spoke about this at last meeting, talked about the difference between cross mod and modular. The board made it clear that we want to leave our options open and solicit a broad response and see what makes sense for us. And so that's what we've tried to do here. We anticipate there might be a few more changes on our end just because we've reviewed it, but there's still a little bit more that could be tweaked. But what I'd like you to do is take some time to review this, see if there's anything further you want to share with us to make sure that we're aware of or not aware of. And if you could do so before January 22nd, because ideally we'd really like to get this out the door soon. So that way we can, get the process started because, come spring, we really need to get rolling to meet our deadlines. So the sooner we can get someone on board to be a general contractor for this process, the sooner we can have success. Josh, you had to say something?
Yes, do you envision this going out January 22nd or thereabouts?
No.
Before we own the properties?
I do not envision it going up January 22nd, but I was hoping to potentially get it out before the properties came in.
Sorry, there's a reference here, just so I don't forget, that says that we installation of new homes on up to 3 lots currently owned by the land bank.
Okay, yeah, we can
So
modify.
just modify that if we're not gonna own it yet.
Any questions or comments as of yet on what's here? I know we're probably all gonna need some time
Yeah, yep.
to read through it.
One other note with that is we also have a demo RFP prepared, which I forgot to print out and share for you, but I don't know that it's really necessary. But we would like to release that with this, so that way, essentially the bucket of services to get these properties moving forward are RFP'd at the same time. Any questions or thoughts on that?
Yeah, I know in this RFP that it says adding a basement will raise costs. I would like to see that
Ye-
included as a.
Is an option?
Yes, so we talked about this and Grace and I were working last minute on this, but the goal is to have that as an option at the end. And so I also was going to request that the garage be optional as well, just so, and then we can have a specific price for each, which just helps. So when we're making decisions, we can really compare apples to apples.
Out of curiosity, with beyond these 3, when is the next round?
September.
September.
So we're still technically within the window, I believe, of the last property auction. So if
Yeah.
we could find more properties, we could move forward, but I don't see that happening.
Well, when do we anticipate having these online? I'm trying to remember.
What do you mean by online?
When do we expect to have our process completed?
You mean for like the house is built?
Yeah.
Oh, in 2026, based on everything, I would imagine that it will probably be fall, give or take.
Okay, so that would be when the next auction is and we could start on the next
Ah,
round.
okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And I know we're exploring internally other options where we can. We've looked at the different parcels that the county has available, the different funding streams that come available through the state. So if there's another option available, we will bring it to the board and let you know if there is. We don't have anything yet.
We're required to utilize those funds.
Yes,
To expend them by the end of the year.
correct.
Right?
Yep.
Yep,
Correct.
that's why it is a
That's why you need to
urgency,
include the
yes.
basement, so.
Maybe you're not wrong.
And the market value for sale will be higher if we get those to do the next project.
And that is the other thing that a lot of people have said, that the market value, and there's also, I think we've talked about the difference between modular and cross modular. So I think there's benefit to those enhancements. They may make the house slightly costlier for us and potentially even the future applicant who purchases them, but it might be something that's worth doing. So when we get responses, we can evaluate that.
We're gonna do this, we will, then I'm sure it's something that's. worth the way. Yeah, resources.
Okay, so board members will take some time to look through this and circle back with any comments, and we hope to get this out by the 22nd. Do I need to ask for any motion as to issuance of the RFP pending board comment?
I do not believe we need that. We will when we get to the point of contracting with someone, of course.
Okay, very good. All right, the item number 9 is other business, so I'm opening up the floor if any board members have comments or questions or business before the Land Bank Corporation.
We'll say the logo looks fantastic. It's on printed on materials, it looks really good. I'm happy with it.
Does look good. We can thank the land bank team, Grace and Lisa and C, and then of course County Communications who got us started on that. But Grace has really tweaked it to make it work on letterhead and things like that.
Great. Our next scheduled meeting is February 11th at 3:30 p.m. Notably, the day after February 10th, which is when we hope to have some good news with
Yeah.
regard to those 3 properties. So with that, I'd like to ask for a motion to adjourn. Jennifer, I have a second.
Second.
Orlando, and all in favor.
Hi.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you on February 11th, if not sooner.